Hi everyone, it's Christy. I am working on the old MacDonald Had a Farm little golden book journal. And I saw this, it reminded me of what we did a couple weeks ago where we made the little fun fold card. And this was just a easier method. I saw G. Kerr do this, and she calls it an envelope tuck. So I have these coffee dyed envelopes that I opened, because as soon as you put coffee on them, you can get them apart. And her envelopes did not have the security inside, so I wish mine did, and I think it would have been a lot easier. So anyway, what I decided to do was just to put some of this paper on top of these flaps and go from there. So basically, this is the same type of a shape as we did on our fun fold card, but we don't need these sides, so I'm going to cut those off. If I can see the lines, I think I can for the most. Let me do it on this side. I think that'll be a little bit easier. So I'm just cutting the sides off, and basically you can use this for a tuck. You can use it for a belly band. It would work for a belly band. It seems to be pretty versatile. Now, these are cheap envelopes, so I did notice that these aren't exactly right, but when I get it finished, I just trimmed them to match. So this is what I want to use for the inside, so that we can fold these up like so and down. Then you can slide. We're going to attach these, make sure these are closed, and things will be able to slide inside. Because it's an envelope, and this is just a letter size envelope, you could slide ephemera in, or a journal card, or whatever you like. So I thought this farmhouse would be neat on the bottom. Let's see how far up that goes. I think I want to trim off a little bit off the bottom here. Then I just want my glue. Basically, there's no sticky stuff left on here from before. Got a little bit too much here, so I'm going to go up, and I'm going to take some of that off. Okay. I just happen to have a baby wipe over here. Convenient. Okay, so I'm going, because I want this to be the bottom, I'm going to just attach that there. I'm going to flip it over so I can kind of line it up a little bit. Don't actually know what you're going to get until you cut around it. So, but I think that'll be okay. All right, so I'm going to cut that out. There we go. And I will trim that up in a minute. Yeah, that looks good. Basically, there's going to be something here. There's going to be something on the bottom, so it's just the bottom of the middle that's going to show. So here, I think I'm just going to take the corner here and do that. So let's get some glue on there. try to get that on there, and then I can adjust it when I flip it over a little bit. I have a little bit of a window for sliding. There we go. And there again, the back side will be glued to one of the pages. Whoops. These envelopes are really funky. That little point is kind of curlicue. Okay, so I'm going to trim that off. Trim off that little curlicue. Don't need it. And there. Okay, and I don't need that piece, but I will save it for something because it will come in handy. So we have this and this, and I accidentally bent that, so I don't. Let's fix that. Paper's kind of wrinkled there. When you coffee dye, everything gets kind of, especially with these thin envelopes. So you can see even that this is not lined up. So that's what I get for buying Dollar Tree envelopes. However, it is not going to matter because I am going to have this in the middle. Okay, so now what I want to do is put some lace on the top and bottom. And this is easier to do if you do it before you glue this part together. I speak from experience. It can be done if you forget, because that's what happened last time. I forgot. But it's a little bit easier to trim the edges down. Do this side. This is the Autumn Farms kit by My Old Barn Door, Diane Shaw. Her YouTube channel is Shawcraft1. Very, very neat farm journal kit. Okay, so I'm going to trim this. It's kind of soggy because of being putting this layer on and the paper's so thin. So yeah, it looks like I'm just gonna take this, taper that in a little bit. Okay, cut this piece off the top. Trim that. There we go. Okay, now we want to put those to the middle. That look like glue. I want to make sure there's no glue on there. And I'm going to just add a little bit of glue here and a little bit here, just a little triangle, and then I'm going to add this here. And this is one of the punch outs just from a scrap. It doesn't really say anything. I mean, it says powder, but it's not really a focal point of any kind, so I'm using it as the bottom of my little snippet cluster, or I guess that's what you'd call it. I'm going to use some of this burlap. I've cut up a stack of this because I'm going to be using it in this journal, and I just want to go around the sides and pull out some of that extra. think I'll do one more over here on, yeah, one more on this side. Yeah. Okay, so I just want a little bit of glue here to hold on this burlap right in the middle. I probably could use those for something, but I'm not going to save them because I'm going to have plenty more where that came from. Okay, and I have a stack of these little lace pieces as well, because I not too long ago did a burlap and lace journal. And I'm gonna stick this in here. And then I've got these little, I guess they're daisies with little bling on them. These were on a headband that I bought my daughter from Dollar Tree, and it wouldn't stay on her head, so I said, I want it, I'll use the flowers. So we'll put that right in the middle. Hold that down for a second. And I've got another one that I did over here to show you. I've got one for each signature. This one has the sheep on it, but very, very much the same. And I will be able to put a journal card in here. If you want to, you could attach it on 3 sides and make an extra pocket. I need to trim that up. You could attach it on the bottom and those 2 sides and make a tag pocket, but I think I'm just going to use it for a belly band. And I'm going to attach it to the page, and then we'll be able to slide some items in there. Oh, I also wanted to show you, I did add some lace to the top to cover up those bubbles. I don't think it needs any more. I'm not going to add anywhere else. And I wiped up all that excess glue. Came right off with the baby wipe. I think I'm going to put some of this right down here, but we'll see. I went ahead and sewed in all of the pages, the lace on the designer pages, and I sewed the lace on the index cards, and I've put those all in the little tuck-in pockets. So that's where we are right now, and this is already getting somewhat chunky, not too bad, but we want to add some things to it. So I've got belly bands here for today, and I really like the way that those came out. So tomorrow we will be working on something else. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.